Hello everybody, I am Brightman19 and welcome to episode 1 of a brand new campaign in Napoleon Total War. This time we'll be playing the Prussian campaign of the Coalition, and we'll be playing it in historical. So, that means, first off, our victory conditions are to capture and hold 25 regions, including the region shown. East Prussia, which is right over here, Prussia itself, Hanover, Baden-Württemberg, Bavaria, Silesia, Frisia, Mecklenburg, Brandenburg, Bohemia, Hessen-Kassel, Saxony, and Thuringia. And we have to complete that by the end of our turn in late December 1813. And we start in 1805, so I think we got plenty of time to do that. So anyways, here's what our nation description is. Prussia has a proud military heritage. What else could be the case for the nation of Frederick the Great? The country has been at peace for 10 years, the result of getting a free hand in northern Germany east of the Rhine in exchange for recognizing French control west of the Rhine. Political realities have to be recognized. Napoleon, however, is not an easy neighbor to endure. His ambitions are seemingly limitless. His army is growing every day, and he is in need of new victories to add luster and legitimacy to his crown. It may only be a matter of time before he once again looks to secure the borders of France through war. Perhaps, though, he can be persuaded to go south against Austria, even if that only leaves a stronger France to face at a later date. There are allies available, if the Prussians can stomach them. The British are condescending and unwilling to fight on land, but they have the wealth needed to finance a war. The Russians and Austrians may be willing to help bring down the upstart empire of Napoleon, even as they will do their best to hamper Prussian ambitions. Neither the Austrians nor the Russians have any wish to see Germany or Poland dominated by Prussia, even as they prepare for war against France. Such then is the situation facing Frederick Wilhelm III. Danger and opportunity awaits. So obviously we're going to kind of be a weird guy in this coalition. Austria isn't an obvious ally, even though Austria, Russia, and England are obvious allies against Napoleon's France. We're really more trying to find somebody who's going to help us kind of keep Napoleon in check while we expand to what we want to expand to. So let's do it.
The seemingly unstoppable armies of Napoleon are a great threat to all Europe. But for now, Prussia should keep their own counsel. Britain, Austria, and Russia have requested you join the war effort against Napoleon. But for now, the king prefers to observe the progress of the conflict from afar before acting decisively one way or the other, as German states may be under threat from both France and Austria. As the leading German nation, it is up to Prussia to protect the sovereignty of those states. Perhaps it would be better to annex them yourself to guarantee their independence from French imperialism. The best strategy is to build your armies up to full strength whilst France and Austria fight it out, then ally with the power who best serves Prussian interests. All the while, the Russian bear looms in the east, eager to sweep the German-speaking parts of Poland into its mighty paw. Whatever happens next, delaying for too long will result in the destruction of Prussian possessions across its rightful homelands, something that must not be allowed to happen.
Okay, so we had a pretty good little start there, and a mission already, a reformation of the army. We get a drill school. It is evident that our last defeat at the hands of the French was not due to our skill and cunning or the morale of our troops. Quite the opposite. It is only due to advances in technology and organization that such common plebeians should have defeated our valiant royal armies. We have learned the lessons bitterly and must take action at once to prevent another embarrassing disaster. Currently, we're at peace and should use this time to enhance our recruitment capabilities so we get experience for all land units if we do that. So I just kind of want to point out that the reason why that this is our next campaign is pretty simple. We did our nice poll there, and the poll had 199 votes as of the time of this recording, and 51% were for the Prussians, with the Russians being in second place at 19%, and then Britain and Austria being at 15% each. So obviously the Prussians just handily won. and we'll take that. I will definitely take that into account and definitely pick this one for you guys. So we're starting off strong in Napoleon Total Wars campaigns that we actually get to choose. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to try to sit here and find some ways to be peaceful with some folks. Trade agreements are always wonderful. They're unfriendly, but we'll try France. There you go. They're still willing to do it. Great Britain is friendly, so we'll trade with them. No other trade available. Hessen is possible. We need as much trade as possible. Saxony, you are a possible, yeah, trade agreement with you for now. We need to get as plentiful in trade as possible. Eventually, I would like to touch the Ottomans and Spain. Is Spain a protectorate in this right now? He's at P. What is he? I don't know. Let's see. Is France and Spain trade partners, and he's allied with France, so he's not a protectorate per se. France does have a number, or they have no protectorates actually. Do we? Who has protectorates right now? Nobody. That's surprising. See, I like to go the way of having protectorates and all. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong places. Objectives, victory conditions. I gotta own all of this Germanic area. Pretty much making Prussia. That's all I'm after. I really don't have to own anything more than that, which is kind of nice. So we'll do that. In the meantime, I think we should kind of play along with what we were asked to do. Yeah, trying to go for a drill school, I guess, is important, but I'm going to set Magdeburg on that. What are you good at? For civil technologies, okay. He can wait. The Court of Justice is most important. Followed by magistrate there. Another magistrate there. There's one there in Königsberg. Another one in Warsaw. And that's it. Okay. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and move on to the next turn. I mean, we really didn't have anything to do there. We don't want to detract from our armies right now. Okay. I will have to go to war with France at some point. That's apparent. I'd rather my armies not be forced out.
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help.
Okay, so let's see. The Confederation of the Rhine. Although nominally independent states, the German lands along the eastern banks of the River Rhine are but mere pawns of the so-called Republic of France. Their lords bend the knee to the Grand Emperor and kiss his boots like any other of his lackeys. There is no time for diplomatic bean counting. In this great war, you stand either with us or against us, and they have chosen. We must, in all aspects, regard these territories as French possessions. So kind of like, yeah, I guess the Swiss Confederation. Wow, these guys are all under French control. And that's somebody I need to go against. I'm going to have to fight France at some point. Which is not surprising. I would have to fight them sometime. I just don't really want to do it early. And there's a magistrate here. We do that, and we'll be good to move up to the next level. Court of Justice. I don't know what would be after that. Mission is issued. Forging alliance. Form an alliance with Russia. The rapacious French Empire is spreading its influence like a plague across the continent, and it will not be long before they set their sights upon our own lands. Already, many of the Rhineland nations have fallen foul of Napoleon's ambition, and even Austria finds itself under threat from the Grand Army. Measures must be taken to reinforce our positions in anticipation of the offensive. A military alliance with the great Russian Empire will ensure us the support that we require should we face a full-scale invasion. So I guess I need to go ahead and do this with the Russians, who are at war with France right now. That would not make things easy on me. So we'll request an alliance. They should take it. Yes, we did get forging of an alliance. France did not just outright join, which is good. you know, we're in a defensive alliance. Really is how I would like to, you know, keep that. Yeah. War is broken out between the Ottoman Empire and Austria. Right now, I did get enough, I think, to move on with the next, yep, magistrate. Because I can't do another thing, we're gonna go here, infrastructure, basic roads, in Brandenburg. And then we'll do basic roads across the empire while we build. How's this army even look? A couple grenadiers, some Prussian fusiliers, which are nice, but not great. The musketeers are what I really like. There's some dragoons, there's some cuirassiers. Dragoons, more artillery, some more musketeers. Maybe I'm going to try to get some guys together. Cuirassiers are dragoons. Which one do I like? I really don't like dragoons. Let's put them here. That's okay. Army, I have 2 6-pounders here. Let's move the grenadiers and these Prussian fusiliers out, as well as, yeah, these guys. There you go. Let's move these, well, there you go, musketeers. We're gonna move them in. You guys are fine. There's some hussar light cavalry, but yeah, these are musketeers. They're gonna be heading here. Then down here, Silesian skirmishers, some 6-pounder artillery. And over here, yeah, musketeers, nice. I'm pulling all my musketeers in one army. I'll eventually end up trading these guys all out for new, or you know, new units, and really I'll only have like 3 armies. I think I'll have one here, and one over here, and then these guys will sweep through and take some of this stuff. Mecklenburg, who are you friends with? You might be, yeah, you're allied with with Denmark. Saxony, you are allied with Hessen at the start. Hessen, you are allied with just Saxony, so that's a good start. I don't like that I have to fight them. I'd rather fight some people who might not like me. Okay, in the turn, we're still getting ourselves, you know, militarily ready here. Wouldn't surprise me if Napoleon is as well. It's kind of weird going from talking about Napoleon in a positive light to a negative light. I've always admired the man, honestly. I studied him extensively when I was in school, in military courses and such. And I always admired him, so it's really difficult to talk about him in a negative light.
There is unused
gentlemen.
land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time.
Thank you. Okay. What are you good at? You're a scholar, so civil technologies, and you'll add some to research. That's nice too. So we'll do that. Sending him along on his way. Basic roads. Everywhere should have them. Everywhere should have the best roads and the best civil stuff I can give. That's down to 178, and I've got everywhere working on it, so that's good news. Should only be a matter of time before I start seeing huge growth. This guy right here does need to be completed. I can do a market. But I think I'd like the supply post better. This neat guy needs to be done too. Manufactory is probably better than the gunsmith. Yeah, that's probably the better way to go about it. In the turn, let's let these guys move. Pretty thrilled with the start so far. And the Russians. That's the one thing I don't like, is I'm going to see this huge trade network and until I either have to turn on them or whatever.
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region.
Okay, so restructuring the state, researching classical economies. Yeah, our society as we know have come to love it is very old-fashioned. Ever since the Crusade of the Teutonic Knights, our farmers have tilled the land as serfs, and access to positions of influence and wealth in our state has been limited to a chosen few. We must, like other European nations, give the able the opportunity to be of benefit to the government. Reforms of trade and civil liberties are needed, lest the French force their own upon us. So, to let you guys kind of understand what happened at the time. So the reason why the French and had what happened there is like they had that huge revolution, and when the French Revolution occurred, it allowed people like Napoleon to rise up. Well, it meant that guys who were the lowest of the low could rise up to be the highest of all powers. So that kind of sparked a lot of problems with these kings and such throughout Europe. Many of them were kind of sitting back and kind of taken aback, like, how do we handle it? And a lot of them put them down with the military and such like that. We saw a lot of that with the Arab Spring, by the way, if you guys remember that from the early 2000 teens. So just one of those cool little things about the time. Let's do a supply post there. I'd like to... Ooh, I'd love to put that iron mine in, but I need to do this first. Manufactory. Got 300 left over. I don't think I can really put it on anything. I need to kind of do like a spot, a province by province look at this. I just can't barely not pass through there. Taking out Saxony, then taking out Hessen would be perfect for that. Who's Mecklenburg working with? Oh yeah, that's right. We said Denmark and Oldenburg. Yeah, Oldenburg would be a great hit, but it wouldn't do me any good. Let's end the turn. There you go. 2 guys working on that stuff. Better economies must prevail. Perhaps the Russians will quit moving around so much. Okay. Yep, in Spain.
There are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trade income later.
Go ahead and do that right there. I want to make sure I get those mines going. Next, I guess I'll move over here to this one. Is there anything I really need to build? Doesn't look like it. What about here? Nope, not really. Through this one, yes, there is one building. Supply post is what I'll put everywhere if I have the choice. Followed by a manufactory. There's a members club. Then there's a manufactory there. Anything else out here? Nope. Let me look at this guy. Anything? This guy will have the choice from the manufactory or the gunsmith. Manufactory he will get. Just because it makes more money, for one, and then, hey, it's definitely worth it. It's in the turn. The French are doing nice raids on those ports. Maybe they'll keep the French kind of busy while I get ready to build my army up to take them on. Or take on these other little states around them. Around us, I should say. Because that's what we're going to do first, is take on the little bitty states around us. And then I'll rush and take Hanover. and then I'll own that
There is
corridor.
unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trade income.
Okay, I kind of want to give her, go wherever she tells me to as well if I can. That'll keep her quiet over the long haul. Intellectual advance, national debt, classical economies is next. Roads in Brandenburg are now done, as well as a few other little places. Yeah, it's going to take public schooling, I guess. Let me see what research is. We already have public schooling. Oh, it costs 3,000. That's why I can't get it quite yet. It costs 1,500 for that. So the manufacturer right there. Making 33.76 per turn right now, which is all to the good. You can't take anything. You can. What can you make? A theater or a cannon foundry? Honestly, the cannon foundry is much more important to have. And as for you, you need a theater. I'll try to figure that out. 600 for use here, which gives me a little bit of wealth that rather than nothing. I'll take it. But nice. Well, guys, I think I've done quite a bit in this first turn. There has been no battles, but there shouldn't be battles in the first episode here. It's really all about securing my economic situation at the beginning, getting my good armies together, figuring out which armies I can kind of start getting rid of troops in. And then getting ready to go to war with France once the time occurs, or at least get ready to go to war with Saxony or Hessen or Oldenburg or Mecklenburg, somebody around me, getting rid of these guys, and then, maybe even going for Denmark. That would be kind of nice to grab him up, and then that'd be a pretty nice little thing. So, alright guys, I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Maybe check out the link for Discord in the description below, and I'll see you all next time.